everyone, this is Paramita, and today I am going to show you how you can work with Salesforce data using Apex. Now in my last video I have already explained that what is Apex and how the basic syntax Apex, like how to write Apex and how to control the access to the code, like using different kinds of keyword like public, static, public, and then protected, private, and global. And I will discuss another two things later on, like with sharing and without sharing, which I haven't discussed yet, but I will do this eventually when we do the trigger. And now also I have discussed about the collections in Apex, like list, set, map, how to use those, and what are the difference between the among the list, set, and map. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed my last video. Now I am going to show you how we can work with Salesforce data, because most of the time actually we use Apex. That's the main purpose, like to work with the data. We will embed SQL also inside the Apex to do that. And yes, so without wasting much time, I will start now. Now, last time I created this class called calculator. Here we created one small calculator as well for addition, multiplications. Now I can create one new class here, or what I'm going to do, I'll just delete this from here. Okay, I'll just delete it, and I'm going to use the same class. I'll just create some new methods here. Okay, sometime. Okay. Yeah, so now I just have one empty class, and what I'm going to do, I will create a new method. I don't need so much gap. Yeah, so public, static. I have already explained the difference between static and non-static method. Okay, so I'm going to use a static method, and I have also shown you how to call a static method and how to call a method which is not static in my last video. Okay, if you have forgot, just letting you know that if the method is not static, then to call that from a class, you have to create one instance of that class first. Okay, but if the method is static, you don't need to create an instance. You just can write like the class name dot the method name. Okay, so that's why I'm just going to use the static method. So, and while we are working with the data, one more thing I want to mention you, we are going to see how we do the CRUD operations, like how to create data, how to update data, how to delete data, and also we are going to see how we can retrieve the data, okay, from the Salesforce. All right, so first we are going to see how to retrieve. So we'll see public static void, because this method is not going to return anything, so it's a void method. Okay, I already explained these things before. So public static void, we'll give it a name. We'll give it a name, data select. You can give any name. Okay, just at this moment I'm giving data select. Now we are not passing any variable here in this method. So what we are going to do, we will work with the data in Salesforce. At this point, I believe that you have some Salesforce admin knowledge, like the objects, standard objects, custom objects, and their relationship, etc. Okay, so we can work with both standard objects and custom objects. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So now what we are going to do, I am going to fetch all the records from my org for the account object. Okay, so this is a developer's org. I am here right now. Okay, so these are my accounts records. Okay, in the accounts object. So what I will do, I will create one list, account type list. Okay, so in last video you have already seen like how to create the list and the data type, etc. So here actually I'm going to use S object data type, account data type. Okay, so list, and here data type is account, and I will give it a variable name. Maybe I'll give a name accounts. Okay, then so I declared the list and then I am going to assign it. Okay, so what I'm going to assign? I'm going to assign select. So here I'm going to use the SOQL, okay, inside the Apex. So select ID. I also want to show the name. Select ID name from account, from the account object. Okay, if I want, I can give some condition here also, like probably where like name contains something, you know, or some, or maybe where uh, the ID is like that, or where like if I want to give some created date or something like this, whatever conditions I want to put here to filter the account, I can put it here. Okay, but here in my developer, so there are very less accounts, so that's why I'm not filtering them. I just want to print all the accounts ID and name. Okay, so that's why I am fetching here all the ID and name of all the accounts. Okay, so just see how I created the list of account type, and I gave it a variable name accounts, and then I am assigning it with the ID and name from account objects. Okay, so basically this SQL is going to fetch all the records from the account. Okay, now semicolon. So what I'm going to do, because it's a list, you know, so that's why whatever statement I am like whatever action I want to perform, I have to iterate that for each record. Okay, so if you have done any other programming language before, you must have done that for loop or iteration like that. So this is just the same, like if you have done Java, Python, or any language, any coding language, you must have done there like for loop, if and else statement. So all these are in the Apex as well. Okay, so basically I am going to iterate that for, yeah, so I am declaring a variable here, account type. This account, this is the type, and the variable is the SEN. Okay, so sorry. So basically, all the account records which I fetched using this SQL, they will reside in these variable accounts. Okay, and now for each record within the accounts, I am going to perform an action. And what I'm going to perform, basically I will print system.debug. In my last video, I have shown like what system.debug does. So I am going to print scn.id. So now each record is residing within the scn variable. So scn.id colon. Then again, I also want to write scn dot name. Okay, yeah. So this is my action. So basically I am iterating all the records which I fetched. So I'm repeating it again so that it should be clear. And for each record, I am going to execute these statements. Okay. Okay. So what is this statements? So ACN.id. So it's going to show the ID of each record, and system.debug ACN.name. So it's going to print the name for each record. Okay. So that's all I am doing here. So we are going to save it, control save. Then we are going to call this method. We will open the open execute anonymous block. Oh, why it show small? Strange. Okay. Yeah, so here my class name is calculator and my method name is data select. So I will do that. Yeah. Now I will execute. Why it's so big? I don't want it to be so big. That. Yeah, so it's executed. I'll go back to my developers console. Oh. Okay, see, it's in my developers console now. I will just check only the debug only. So you can see it has fetched all the IDs and name of the account. Okay, the first row is for the ID and the second row is for the name. First row is for the ID, second row is for the name. Okay, so basically this is a good application for a list also, like we learned about the list, set and map, that collection variables of Apex. So most of the time actually we are going to use those things. It's very important to be clear about those. Okay, if you are not clear yet about list, set and map, please go back to my first video where I have explained those very like clearly. Okay, all right, so now we know how to get the data from Salesforce database. Okay, now we are going to see how we can create new data, how we can insert data. Okay, yeah, so public static void, this is also void because it's not going to return anything. Data insert. Okay, so we are not passing anything here. We are going to insert a data. Which data? We are going to insert the data in account object itself. Okay, so because we are going to insert only one record, so I am not creating a list here. Okay, so in case if you insert quite a few data together, then you have to use the list, because if you don't use the list and if you insert more than one record, it's going to give you the error. Okay, so now I'm going to insert only one record. So what I'm going to do, I will create one instance of account. Okay, because I am going to insert inside the account. So account, and give it a name, suppose ABC. Okay, equals new account. Then so basically I created one instance of account, and then I am passing name. Okay, why I'm passing the name? Because in account, if you see, if you go to the org, name is a required field. Without name you cannot insert on account. Okay, so I am passing a name, suppose what the name, suppose McDonald. Okay, all right, So this is the account name I am passing. Now we have to insert this. So to do that, we have to use the insert command. Insert ABC. Okay. Yeah. So now we are going to check. Why it's coming late? Okay. So our method name is data insert. Okay. Yeah. Data insert. Now execute. Now it's executed. Okay, now here you cannot see anything debugging because we didn't print or anything. So we can check in two ways. Either we can go to the org and check personally, but suppose here I have less accounts, that's why I can check it personally. Like I am here in account page. If I refresh, I'll see one new record with McDonald's. Yeah, see, McDonald is here. Okay, so this is one way, but if you have a lot of data, and you are going to have, because if you are working in an organization, there will be millions of records, so it's hard to check like this. So what we can do, we can use SQL, or here what I am going to do, I'll just use yeah. So when you want to check like whether it has been added or not, you can check either like physically you can go and check, but it's really impossible when you will have millions of records to check like this. So you can use SQL, or here what I'm going to use, I'm going to use the same method which I created here, like data select. Okay, and mm, what I'm going to do, I'll give it a condition here where name equals McDonald. Okay. Yeah. So Control S, save. Please don't forget to save. Now I'll just use this data select method. Okay. So data select. Yeah. So I'll click debug only. Yeah. See, McDonald account and its ID. Okay. So I can check in different ways. Okay. When we like insert the data. Okay, so far we have learned how to select data from Salesforce database, and also how to create record, okay, in Salesforce database. Now we're going to see how to update. So another method we're going to create public static void data update. Okay, we're not passing any variable here. Now I'm going to create one list of account, give it a name, anything you can give, like UP, okay, equals new list account. Or what we can do, we can directly assign, actually we can directly assign the value, which value we want to fetch some value from account object, that is select ID name from account where I just want the account to update with the name McDonald, okay, which I created. Okay, so select ID name from account where name equals McDonald. Okay, so now this list contains this record. Now here I am just updating one record, so I didn't need to create the list, but still I created because most of the time we are going to work with bulk data actually. So maybe sometimes there will be a chance that one record may be picked up, or maybe more than one record. Now if you use the list, then what happens in both the situation, the code will work fine. Even if you have single record, it will do with the list. And if you have multiple records, then also it will work. But if in case if you don't use the list, then if more than one record comes, your code will throw exception. Okay, so better you just use collection. All right, so that's why I created the list here. And now we are going to use the iteration. We'll take a variable account A, and what we are going to do, we are going to update B. So what is doing here, we are adding update word at the end of the name of the account, which is here McDonald. So after executing this operation, what you will see, the account name has been changed to McDonald updated. Okay, I'll write here updated. Now you could write it differently also, like it could be written like this: up dot name equals up dot name plus updated. If you are like more familiar with this syntax, you can use this syntax also. Okay, it's up to you, or this is a short form of that. If you have done Java, there also you have seen like similar syntax before. Now Control S, current record. Okay, so it will not be up dot, it will be a dot name equals this. Okay, here also it will be a dot name. Okay, sorry, it's my mistake. Yeah, so this is just like the same thing we did before here during in our first method. You can see here this iteration we have used, the same iteration we are doing here. It's just by mistake I put that up. So basically here we are taking one variable a of account type, and we are taking each record from this up, and we are putting it here. So that's why here it should be a dot name. Okay, now it's all done, so we can check it. Data update. Yeah, so we'll execute this method. We'll debug. Yeah, we can't see anything here because we didn't print anything. So again, we can check either using our this data select method, or we can go physically and we can check. Okay, this time maybe we'll go physically and we'll check what's happening in our org. We'll just see, it was before McDonald, you can see. Now we will refresh. See, it's McDonald updated. Okay, so that's how we can do update operation as well. Now we are going to show you how to delete. So that McDonald update is going to be deleted now. Okay, so we'll create another method. public static void delete data. Okay. Now we will delete only one record here. So I'm just creating one instance. I'll give it a name del. One instance of account. Select ID from account where name equals McDonald. I just want to delete this record. Okay. Okay, the name will be at this moment not McDonald, actually it will be McDonald updated. Yeah, or you could directly pass the ID also here. Okay, that ID equals this if you want. So anyway, now I'm just passing the record like this. So I just assigned the del with this record. Okay, now after that, what I am going to do, nothing. Basically we have to give delete. Okay, we are deleting this. So Control S. Yeah, all good. Now this method name is delete data. Execute. Yeah, it's executed. We will not see anything here because we didn't print anything. We can check physically, or we can use our select method as well, which we created in the beginning. But right now I am going to check here physically. Now see, McDonald updated was there. Now I will refresh the page. It shouldn't be there. No McDonald update. Okay, you cannot see anything there. All right, so with this actually we have seen like how to work with Salesforce data. Like this, these are, you know, like very basic thing. Like when we work with any data, when we will write trigger and all, we should understand like how Apex connect with the Salesforce database, how it can insert data, how it can fetch data, how it can update data, or how it can delete data. So this is a very basic thing about Apex, like how to use Apex to work with data. So it should be clear. Once it's clear, we can go further. Okay, so please, if you haven't practiced it hands-on, I will suggest you to practice it, and I will leave this code whatever we have written here for practice. I have written it down somewhere on a Google slide, and not a Google slide, it's sort of actually Google site. Okay, Google site. So I will leave that link here. Please, before going further to write the trigger and stuff, I will suggest you first you try this basic thing. Like in the first video, I have shown how to work with Apex and collection. Understanding collection is very, very important. Like list, set, and map. Okay, because most of the time we are going to use those things when we work with the trigger and stuff. Okay, so and then how to work with the how to connect with the database using the apex. Okay, that CRUD operation, this one. So first, practice this hands-on and then go and write the trigger. Now in this video I am going to show you how to write trigger as well, how to write trigger, how to write test class to test those trigger, and how we can use helper class also with the trigger. Okay, hope you like so far. Okay, so if you like my video, please give it a like and subscribe my channel if you haven't yet, because that encourage me to create more videos. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you for watching my video. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.